शरच्चन्द्रबिम्बाननं चारुहासं लसत्कुण्डलाक्रान्तगण्डस्थलान्तं जपारागबिम्बाधरं कञ्जनेत्रं परब्रह्मलिङ्गं भजे पाण्डुरङ्गम्। Ramkrishna Hari. We are seeing new video series, and the topic of video series is what is the locus of Sukham. And in first video we have seen object cannot be locus of Sukham, and successfully we have refuted that argument. We have given 4 logical and rational reasoning, and we proved object cannot be locus of Sukham. Today, now we will explore more. In previous video, I have said that any argument in spirituality, it should be supported by Shastra, Shruti or some great saints. This is tradition actually. In spirituality, whatever I feel that cannot be the Siddhanta principle. Whatever my conclusion is there, that conclusion should be supported by so many other great people or by Shruti. So today I am going to give you quotations which says that Sukham cannot be there in a tangible object. Okay. First we will see Bhagwan Shri Dnyaneshwar Maharaj. He says, ए रवि विषय सुख आहे, हे बोलिनेची सारिखे नोहे, विद्युत स्फुरणे कान पाहे, जगा माझी. Along with illustration, he tried to make understand us this Siddhanta. He says, Ervi Vishay Sukh Ahe. Ervi, generally, Sukham is there in Vishaya. Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. These are the 5 Vishayas. In those Vishayas, Sukham is there. This saying is untenable. Boline chisarikhe nohe. It is untenable that Vishaya is possessing Sukham. And illustration is Vidyuta Spurane Kanapahe Jagamaji. First we have to understand this example. He says, in the light of lightning, when thundering is there, rainy season is there, that time lightning is there. In the light of that lightning, we can't see or we can't perceive this whole world. That light of lightning is for the namesake. It doesn't serve any purpose. Like that, Sukham coming from object is just for the namesake. Actually, that Sukham doesn't serve any purpose, or that Sukham doesn't get that title appropriately. So, Dnyaneshwar Maharaj says, in object Sukham cannot be there. Now, we will go to Shruti. Shruti says, in Chandogya Upanishad, Samaveda, Chandogya Upanishad, there is dialogue, conversation between Sankadik and Narad. And Sankadik Rishi says to Narada, Sukham cannot be there in a finite thing. Na alpe Sukham asti. They say, in a finite thing or object or in a finite person, Sukham cannot be there. This is our ultimate Siddhanta about this Sukham. That Vastu or that object which is limited by time, space and another object, in that confined object, Sukham cannot be there. Na alpe Sukham asti. This is Shruti Pramanam. And now Shastra Pramanam is that Shastra says why can't be sukham there? Shastra said Uttarakshane Sukha Adarshanath. Shastra says in later period of time in the same object we don't perceive sukham. That is why sukham cannot be there. For an example instance, first gulab jamun, that gulab jamun will give you sukham, but 10th gulab jamun will not give sukham. Sukha adarshanath, Uttarakshane, in later period of time that object will not give you sukham. This is Shastra Pramanam. In this way we have justified, we have strengthened our earlier logical thinking along with the Shruti Shastra Pramanam. Now some great intelligent fellow is there and he says, I have understood Sukham cannot be there in any object, but I have something to say. I have something to propose. He says, alright, Sukham is not there in any object. My view is, my argument is, avenue of Sukham is sense organs. Now he is going to put everything very nicely and we will feel, yes, you are saying the right thing. You see now. He says, Sukham is not there in object, understood, but my propose is that Sukham is there in our sense organ. And now some rational thinking. He says, if beautiful form is there in front of your eyes, but in your eyes, if there is cataract or jaundice disease, then you will not enjoy that object. For example, a full white moon is there, but if I am suffering from jaundice, then I will perceive that white crystal clear moon as yellow. So what is obstructing my happiness? That eyes is obstructing my happiness. And at the same time, if eyes are good, strong enough, then they will give me Sukham. He says, Sukham is not there in object, Sukham is there in your eyes. Another argument he says, a mellifluous bhajan is going on, melodious songs are going on, and if your ear is not working, then you will not feel Sukham. You will not feel happiness. So where is your happiness now? He says in your ear, not in that music, because deaf person cannot enjoy the mellifluous bhajan. Next argument he says, I will offer you one fragrant flower, and if you have cold, then you will not enjoy that flower. See now, that cold will obstruct your Sukham. Actually, Sukham is not there in that flower in object, Sukham is there in your nose. And next beautiful argument he says, if you have fever, high fever, and in that fever if somebody gives you milk, sweet milk, but because of that fever, unhealthiness, illness, because of that unhealthiness, that milk, sweet milk will appear you as a bitter milk. Now what is obstructing your happiness? Not object, your tongue. And instead of that, if all sense organs they are working properly and all are stout and strong, then you can enjoy any object in this world. So he says, Sukham is not there in object, Sukham is there in your sense organ. Now we have to resolve this doubt. When we hear such kind of arguments, then we feel, yeah, this might be true, Sukham is there in our sense organ. But now our answer is, we say, when you are sitting quietly and calm, that time all sense organ you have, and by sense organ by themselves, they don't give you happiness. If happiness was there in all your sense organs, then they should have given happiness to you, because his argument is happiness is there in your sense organ, and our view is when objects they go away, that time all sense organ you are having, and in spite of all sense organ you are unhappy. If sense organ were the dwelling place of happiness, then you should be happy with them. But we doesn't see this kind of case. Means Sukham is not there in our sense organ. And to counter argument, to prove this argument with Shastra, Bhagwan Krishna in 2nd chapter he says, sense organ are the fountainhead of sorrows. He says, Indriyanam hi charatam yanmano nuvidhiyate tadasya harati pradnyam vayurnavamivambhasi. He says, Bhagwan says, if any person follows his sense organs day and night, then he will not be happy in his whole life. He can't be happy ever. Why? Because he is following his sense organs. Indriyanam hi charatam. He is following his sense organs. He can't be happy. Because sense organ, they will go on demanding, asking every now and then something or the other. And how long you will be fulfilling their thirst? One day you will have to stop somewhere, either or sense organ they will leave your body. So you can't please your sense organ for a long time, because their demand will be on and on and on. Bhagavan says Indriyas is the locus of Dukkham. Dhaneshwar Maharaj also supports this argument. He says, if you want gulab jamun, your tongue says, I want gulab jamun, and you go for that. Then next day it says something different. Your eyes, you want to see some different. You want to listen some rock music. You want to smell some aroma, some different perfumes, so many things. So this demand will not stop anywhere. You will stop, but this demand will not stop. That is why Mavli says, Indriye je je mhanati te techi purusha karati te tarle china tarati vishaya sindhu. That fellow who is following his mind, his organs, sense organs wholeheartedly, he will not be happy. He will not transcend this samsara of these objects. Te tarle china tarati vishaya sindhu. Mauli says, in past nobody could transcend this Vishaya Sindhu, ocean of objects, and in future also nobody will transcend or cross this ocean of Vishaya. Why? Because these objects and sense organ, their relationship is like that. So we say Sukham is not there in those sense organ. Now somebody will say, okay, gulab jamun is there and sense organ are there. I feel Sukham is not there in our sense organs. He says Sukham is there in our kriya. If gulab jamun is there and if I don't eat, if I don't do any action, then I will not enjoy that object. So Sukham is there in kriya. This is his argument. We will see this argument how to resolve and how to come to our original locus of Sukham one by one. So to understand all perspective, all arguments, and to know the real Sukham, please watch this video continuously. Ram Krishna Hari.